Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The feat of mustering strength for a renewed effort. He singled to start a rally in the 9th inning. Harass with persistent criticism or carping. A large gathering of people intended to arouse enthusiasm. Call to arms. Of military personnel. Return to a former condition. Gather or bring together. Gather. Sports. An unbroken sequence of several successive strokes. After a short rally, Connors won the point. A marked recovery of strength or spirits during an illness. An automobile race run over public roads. The feat of mustering strength for a renewed effort. He feared the rallying of their troops for a counterattack. Rousing or recalling to unity and renewed effort. A rallying cry. The act of mobilizing for a common purpose. The bell was a signal for the rallying of the whole neighborhood. Anything that serves as an enticement. Something used to lure fish or other animals into danger so they can be trapped or killed. Harass with persistent criticism or carping. Attack with dogs or set dogs upon. Lure, entice, or entrap with bait. Lean white flesh of important North Atlantic food fish, usually baked or poached. Collecting the charges upon delivery. Fool or hoax. The vessel that contains the seeds of a plant, not the seeds themselves. Major food fish of Arctic and cold temperate waters. Payable by the recipient on delivery. Harass with persistent criticism or carping. Treat cruelly. A week at British universities during which side shows and processions of floats are organized to raise money for charities. Censure severely or angrily. The deputy ragged the prime minister. Harass with persistent criticism or carping. Newspaper with half-size pages. Music with a syncopated melody, usually for the piano. A small piece of cloth or paper. Cause annoyance in. Disturb, especially by minor irritations. A boisterous practical joke, especially by college students. Break into lumps before sorting. Rag or. Play in ragtime. Rag that old tune. Harass with persistent criticism or carping. His fellow workers razzed him when he wore a jacket and tie. A cry or noise made to express displeasure or contempt. A journey in a vehicle, usually an automobile. Have certain properties when driven. This car rides smoothly. Copulate with. Sit and travel on the back of animal, usually while controlling its motions. Did you ever ride a camel? Be contingent on. The outcomes rides on the results of the election. Harass with persistent criticism or carping. Don't ride me so hard over my failure. A mechanical device that you ride for amusement or excitement. Be carried or travel on or in a vehicle. I ride to work in a bus. Be sustained or supported or borne. Climb up on the body. Shorts that ride up. Continue undisturbed and without interference. Let it ride. Keep partially engaged by slightly depressing a pedal with the foot. Don't ride the clutch. Lie moored or anchored. Ship rides at anchor. Move like a floating object. Ride over, along, or through. Sit on and control a vehicle. He rides his bicycle to work every day. Harass with persistent criticism or carping. Harass with persistent criticism or carping. Aggravation by deriding or mocking or criticizing. Harass with persistent criticism or carping. Disentangle and raise the fibers of. Tease wool. The act of harassing someone playfully or maliciously, especially by ridicule, provoking someone with persistent annoyances. He ignored their teases. Ruffle one's hair, by combing the ends towards the scalp, for a full effect. Separate the fibers of. Tease wool. Harass with persistent criticism or carping. The children teased the new teacher. Annoy persistently. The children teased the boy because of his stammer. Someone given to teasing, as by mocking or stirring curiosity. A seductive woman who uses her sex appeal to exploit men. Mock or make fun of playfully. The flirting man teased the young woman. Raise the nap of fabrics. Tear into pieces. Tease tissue for microscopic examinations. To arouse hope, desire, or curiosity without satisfying them. The advertisement is intended to tease the customers. Aggravation by deriding or mocking or criticizing. Harass with persistent criticism or carping. Someone who is regarded as contemptible. A large gathering of people intended to arouse enthusiasm. Recall knowledge from memory. Have a recollection. Call up memories. Bring forward for consideration. Call to arms. Of military personnel. Get or try to get into communication with someone by telephone. Cause to become available for use, either literally or figuratively. An order to report for military duty. Cause to move around. Get ready for war. Make ready for action or use. Call to arms. Of military personnel. Cause to move around. Get ready for war. Make ready for action or use. Call to arms. Of military personnel. A movement back from an impact. Spring back. Spring away from an impact. Return to a former condition. A reaction to a crisis or setback or frustration. He is still on the rebound from his wife's death. The act of securing possession of the rebounding basketball after a missed shot. Result or issue. Start running, functioning, or operating. Come up, of celestial bodies. Originate or come into being. Move toward, travel toward something or somebody or approach something or somebody. get something or somebody for a specific purpose. Gather, money or other resources, together over time. Gather or bring together. Come to the surface. Move upward. Be mentioned. Bring forth, usually something desirable. Compulsory military service. Gather or bring together. Muster the courage to do something. A gathering of military personnel for duty. He was thrown in the brig for missing muster. Call to duty, military service, jury duty, etc. Gather or bring together. Make ready for action or use. Call in an official matter, such as to attend court. Gather or bring together. Cause to become available for use, either literally or figuratively. Running into an old friend summoned up memories of her childhood. Ask to come. Summon a lawyer. Give a beating to. Subject to a beating, either as a punishment or as an act of aggression. Gather. Gather. Drum up support. Exchange or replace with another, usually of the same kind or category. The act of changing one thing for another thing. Adam was promised immortality in exchange for his disobedience. Give to, and receive from, one another. Put in the place of another. Switch seemingly equivalent items. Reciprocal transfer of equivalent sums of money, especially the currencies of different countries. Exchange a penalty for a less severe one. A workplace that serves as a telecommunications facility where lines from telephones can be connected together to permit communication. The act of putting one thing or person in the place of another. Sports. An unbroken sequence of several successive strokes. Change over, change around, as to a new order or sequence. A mutual expression of views, especially an unpleasant one. They had a bitter exchange. A workplace for buying and selling, open only to members. Chemical process in which one atom or ion or group changes places with another. Chess, gaining, or losing, a rook in return for a knight or bishop. Black lost the exchange. Chess, the capture by both players, usually on consecutive moves, of pieces of equal value. The endgame began after the exchange of queens. Hand over one and receive another, approximately equivalent. Exchange prisoners. The act of giving something in return for something received. Deductible losses on sales or exchanges of property are allowable. Draw from. Make good use of. We must exploit the resources we are given wisely. Use or manipulate to one's advantage. He exploit the new taxation system. Work excessively hard. He is exploiting the students. A notable achievement. A notable achievement. He performed a great feat. Earnest and conscientious activity intended to do or accomplish something. Made an effort to cover all the reading material. Use of physical or mental energy, hard work. He got an A for effort. A series of actions advancing a principle or tending toward a particular end. Contributed to the war effort. A notable achievement. The book was her finest effort. Treat with contempt. Treat with contempt. The new Constitution mocks all democratic principles. Constituting a copy or imitation of something. Boys in mock battle. Imitate with mockery and derision. The children mocked their handicapped classmate. The act of mocking or ridiculing. They made a mock of him. A system of components assembled together for a particular purpose. Several things grouped together or considered as a whole. A group of persons together in one place. The social act of assembling. The act of gathering something. A group of persons together in one place. The social act of assembling. Sewing consisting of small folds or puckers made by pulling tight a thread in a line of stitching.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.